Okay, so welcome back guys. Today I'm going to take you through TMAD or 2 meals a day, which is a variation on OMAD, which stands for 1 meal a day. I personally use TMAD whilst cutting to allow me to eat bigger meals and feel satiated and full for longer, as opposed to eating smaller meals, which would leave me feeling hungry and more likely to binge. I'll give you more information on the other side of this intro coming up now.
To know if you be the shoulder that I need, I want to go, so take me to Neverland.
Okay, so welcome back guys. So I'm going to take you through TMAD or 2 meals a day. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what it is. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the benefits and drawbacks to it, show you how I implement it myself, and then give you an idea of who I would personally advise it for, or I'd say it would be useful for. So TMAD or 2 meals a day is a type of intermittent fast. It's based off OMAD or 1 meal a day or the 23-hour fast, except instead of just having 1 meal, you allow yourself to have 2. I personally prefer this because if I had to eat all my macronutrient needs in 1 meal due to the sheer volume of food, I personally would either not eat enough to fulfill my macronutrient needs or be eating so much that I feel bloated and sick, and I'd prefer not to lie over a toilet or lie down and sleep for the rest of the day not doing much because I feel that bloated and sick. So basically what you do is you'd have yourself 1 meal at whatever time you feel. You then have a couple hours to digest that meal. You then have your next, so your second and last meal of the day, and then after that you'd fast around to the next time you'd eat, which would be the next day, roughly around the same time as you ate the day before. The benefits to it are very similar to that of intermittent fasting, and I've done a full analysis of that in a previous video, so I'll either link that above or link it down below so you can go and watch that for a full analysis. But a brief overview would be the benefits of 2 meals a day are improved fat utilization and fat loss, improved health and improved prevention of health diseases, better cognitive function and better cognitive disease prevention, and improved muscle retention during periods of caloric restriction, such as periods of cutting. So you're basically keeping on more muscle as you burn off more fat. The drawbacks are it can be hard as you first start to adjust to it, because you have to break the habits of eating at your usual time. So if you're following the standard diet, it'd be breakfast, lunch, dinner, whereas in 2 meals a day you scrap in 1 meal straight away anyways. But you might just say, okay, I only want lunch and dinner, or you only want breakfast and lunch. It's completely up to you. But it takes time to break the habit, and your hunger will still spike during your periods of normal eating for the first few days until your body readjusts to your new periods of eating. So after you've replaced the old eating habits with the new ones, it becomes a lot easier because it's just your hormones and everything and your metabolism spike during the periods now. So the new periods you now eat, so it only spike up, say if you're having lunch and dinner like I do, it'll spike around the usual time you have lunch, and it'll spike around the usual time you have dinner, and then after that you feel fine and you can just do the same thing for the next day. And it is hard if you can't eat bigger meals, then I just advise you have the small meals for multiple times a day. But I personally can't feel satisfied on those small meals. I just get angry because it's like there's not enough food, and it's not like full blown I'm going to punch you in the head. It's just like it's the hangry vibe, and I just can't be dealing with that. How I personally implement TMAD or 2 meals a day is I generally fast for about 18 to 19 hours. Then I have my first meal, allow myself 3 to 4 hours, let that digest, have my next meal, and then fast around to the next day when I eat again. I usually skip the morning, so I don't eat during the morning. I just drink water, and then come in the afternoon I have my first meal, and then later on in the evening I have my dinner or my second meal. I do allow myself a protein shake post-workout. I know some people would say that breaks your fast or that's another meal, but I just personally see it as a liquid snack to tide me over, and it just basically replaces whatever I've been burning during my workout. So who I'd advise this to? I'd advise this to people who struggle eating multiple small meals a day, and for those who prefer to eat bigger meals, I'd advise this as well, because during the fast, you're basically saving the calories you'd usually be eating in the small meals till later in the day, so you can have bigger meals and still eat your set goals for the day. So I always just think it's a better idea. Okay guys, I hope that helps. Hope it gives you insight into one strategy you can use if you're struggling with the standard eat 6 small meals whilst cutting mantra, because I personally can't do that. So I hope that helps and gives you an idea of maybe something you can use if you're struggling, and it just gives you a bit of insight in what I'm doing personally. I hope that helped. If it did, leave a comment down below. Comment anything you want to see in a future video. Hit like. Subscribe if you're not already, and make sure to hit that bell. Otherwise YouTube won't notify you when I upload again. And most importantly, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and take care.
So take me to Neverland.